Alderman Carroll, proceed.
Okay. I'm typing it in right now. I would move to amend the agenda and remove workshop from the title and approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
A second.
Who did the second?
Alderwoman West.
I can't see you.
Here I am, Alderwoman West.
Oh, all right. Moved and properly second. Are there any further discussion?
I have a question for Attorney White.
Proceed.
Attorney White, so can we continue on with the meeting and the votes, even though it wasn't sent in by 4 Alder people, and is it legal? For the record.
If I understood what Alderman Carroll said, he's saying that this meeting was previously voted upon by the board. So he's saying that it has been previously established as a regular meeting by the board. Is that what you're saying, Alderman Carroll?
Yes, it is. And that can be verified in the July 18th, 2019 meeting minutes.
And those minutes indicate that this is what kind of a meeting, Alderman Carroll?
At the time, it was titled the Strategic Planning Meeting. But I know, and I can't tell you exactly when we dropped the strategic planning meeting. It's been in the past 2 months, I believe. I didn't look at that. Look for that.
Okay, is the motion on the floor and it's been seconded.
Any further discussion? You muted.
I didn't get an answer, so
My
I
hand was
just
raised.
asked, was it legal? That's what I asked the attorney. For us to vote at this strategic planning meeting.
If proper notice was given by the clerk of this meeting, then it would be appropriate to vote at this meeting. If it was agreed upon by the board that the meeting could be held.
Well, the
And I'll
meeting,
have to ask the clerk if at least 24 hours notice was given.
right, I was about to comment that the notice was posted November 10th, actually at 4:00 p.m. And today is November 12th, so it's been 2 days. So proper notice was given.
All right. Any further discussion? Was there a ruling?
I had my hand up, Mayor. Do you have it on where you can see the hands?
Yes, I see your hand.
Okay.
Proceed.
I wanted to make a note that when Alderman Carroll came on board, he mentioned that the title of our meetings did not align with our ordinance. And so that's when we start just calling it special board meeting, because there is no, we can use whatever title that we want, but it's a special board meeting and we have voted at other strategic planning meetings. So if there was a quorum available and it was an item that required some type of motion or a vote, then that's what we did. So it is no different than what we've held last month and the last few months since the pandemic, since we've been calling them strategic planning meetings. What the only difference is, prior to this, yourself, Alderwoman Tapman, Dailes, and Thomas used to say that you all could not attend and never attended when it was called that. But when it was changed to just special board meeting, then everyone was available for the most part to attend. That's the only difference.
Okay, well, Madam President, just, I guess for the record and for my own personal benefit, is that whenever you change things like that, I would like to be notified. And so.
Oh, I didn't change anything. We changed it in the meeting. We just said we was gonna call it strategic planning meeting. I mean, special board meeting because of the title, but that was just semantics, because we can call it workshop, we can call it special board meeting, as long as, you know, we calling it something in advance, 24 hours without there being an emergency situation where we will have to do a just cause. You know, we can call it whatever we want for the purposes of what it serves. So I did not look at the agenda to see that workshop was indicated. I didn't think of anything differently being stated than what was on the agenda before. So.
Well, I believe that is what Alderwoman Dailes is saying created the confusion. If it had just stated special meeting, that would be different. But she's saying because it had special meeting workshop, that's what created the confusion.
Yes, I understand, but it wasn't a special request to add workshop on there. So like I said, I don't know what the difference would be in any other agenda that we've had for this particular meeting, unless the other ones say the same thing. I did not catch it. And nobody else said anything.
Mayor, this is Alderwoman West. I call for a point of order.
All right, Alderwoman, what's your point of order?
So my point of order is there's a motion on the floor. It's been seconded and everybody has gone back and forth at least 3 times each or more to discuss it. So I call for the vote.
If there are no further discussion, then we will call a roll, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Alderwoman Avant-Elliott,
Yes.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dailes,
Alderwoman Dailes, we didn't hear you.
No.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
all yes and 1 no, Mayor.
Okay, so the motion carries. Okay, let's proceed with our agenda.
Mayor.
Alderwoman Elliott.
I move for the agenda to be accepted as amended.
Alderwoman Alderman Carroll.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call. for the
Alderwoman
acceptance of the
West.
agenda.
I'm sorry, did you say something, Mayor?
Now go ahead on call and
Okay,
call for the vote.
okay. Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas. You're muted. Thomas, you're muted.
Yes.
Okay, Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dailes,
All right, the meeting is open to the public, 3 minutes each. You may proceed.
Mayor, this is Wanda Lane. I'm confused because from what I recall and per the complaint that I submitted to the AG's office, the strategic planning meeting it's never been a legal meeting. And because of that, I'm confused as to how just the term can be changed and the essence of the meetings to still be the same. I'm looking at the agendas from August 8, 2019 forward, and of the 11 agendas that I have, I only have one meeting where there was a quorum, where there were minutes. The other meetings that were called have no minutes, and I'm told that's because there was not a quorum. So just to be transparent, I've already entered a complaint regarding the strategic planning meetings, and I hear now that according to the Alderwoman, there was voting that happened in the strategic planning meetings, and I don't see that except for one meeting. So I will request the other minutes because they have to be documented. Secondly, I don't know that everybody should be aware there are no prerequisites for any kind of specific educational requirements. And I've noticed at the last few meetings, Mayor, you've been asked to provide information that should be provided by an engineer or a financial CPA. And I understand that you are allowed or permitted or whatever to have your consultants, just as members of the board have their consultants as well. And they've shared that information with us. So I just think that we need to keep that in mind as well, that if you ask a question and whoever is able to answer the question, I think that person should be able to answer the question, whether you consulted with them or not. And I think that's going to be it for right now. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we doing public comment?
Are there any further comments from the public?
Yes, this is Anthony Green at 9228 Wardolph. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. I guess my major concern now, looking at next door and having some conversations, is car theft. There's a lot of car theft going on, not just really in Bellefontaine neighbors, but also in Jennings as well. And there are some cars that are being found, stolen cars that are being found in apartment complexes. And I just want to make sure that our police department is collaborating with Jennings as well as the County of St. Louis to really look into some apartment complexes and make sure that they're not stolen vehicles there, or really derelict vehicles or vehicles missing tags, because those are really red flag signs. And as our citizens are having their cars retrieved from apartment complexes, I don't want to rely on the local lease management to do that, because it wasn't just one, it was various different postings that were showing different cars that were found at these apartment complexes. So I would like the police department to kind of talk about that and see if that is a concern, and how can we perhaps collaborate with other police departments? Because what could very well be going on, somebody from Jennings can be coming over here and stealing the cars and then parking those at a Jennings apartment complex. And while we're filing that in Bellefontaine neighbors proper after the police department, or is there collaboration between these townships and cities, police departments, so that we are canvassing those apartment complexes to make sure that they're not staging stolen cars for criminal intent? That's something I would like to hear the police department eventually talk about, address. And I would like to definitely see some more collaboration between the police department, City of St. Louis, County of St. Louis, Jennings, as well as Bellefontaine neighbors proper. So this information is being shared, and those red flag apartment complexes that are problematic, that we're kind of getting some visibility to that. So these individuals won't think that, you know, that they're safe zones to stage vehicles at. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Is there another public comment? All right, then we'll move on to, we'll get back to on our agenda. Approval of invoices over 500. Is there a motion to approve the invoices over 500? Yes, Alderman Carroll. Alderman Carroll, you're muted.
I'm typing it in right now.
Okay.
I move to approve the invoices over 500.
Is there a second?
Christian, second.
Any further discussion? Then all in favor say aye.
No, I have my hand.
Alderwoman
I'm
Dailes
sorry.
has got a question, and Alderwoman Avant-Elliott.
Okay, I got it now. Alderwoman Elliott.
Oh, I didn't, I was just gonna ask Fran, where did those, the over 500s come from? Because I didn't see them. Well, did they come from Lori?
Yes, they came from Lori. She sent them out today. She just got them ready today and sent them out to everyone.
Okay, she just sent it out today?
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to, she must have sent it to the BN email address. I'll have to abstain. I haven't gotten an opportunity to review it.
Alderwoman Dailes.
I was gonna state that I didn't receive the over 500s either, so they weren't in my package. They weren't with the agenda, so I didn't receive them as well.
But it wasn't with the agenda because she just sent them out today. They are in your packet in your mailbox.
All right, Alderman Thomas.
Was there a second?
Yes. Alderman
Okay.
Christian, second.
Okay.
Okay, Alderwoman Elliott.
Oh, no, I would like to make a motion to amend, I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda and add approval of over 500 for a total of $2,084.60.
All right, is that second? Alderman, Alderman Thomas, your hands up.
No, sir.
I second.
Okay, you, Carol seconded. Are there any other discussion? Roll call vote, my dear, on the amendment.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dailes,
Abstain.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott.
Yes.
Okay. All yes and one abstain, Mayor.
All righty. So that takes care of the invoices over 500. Resolution number 2020-08, the municipal grant. Let's see. Alderwoman Dailes.
Okay. I apologize in advance. I don't have my contacts or my glasses, so I'm gonna have to read this. I make a motion to Motion to approve resolution 2020-08, a resolution establishing the city of Bellefontaine neighbors support to apply for the St. Louis County Municipal Parks Grant.
Is there a second? Nobody want a second? Alderman Thomas.
Alderman Thomas, I second.
Okay. Are there any further discussion? Alderman Carroll?
Yeah, I again, like just at the last meeting, I wouldn't be in favor of passing this resolution because it holds future board members responsible for something that we voted on today. And therefore, I would have put something like this language in this resolution.
Alderman Thomas, your hand is still up. Okay. All righty. Let me just, I mean, you know, you board members can do what you want to do, but these grants are time sensitive. And if we keep voting them down or passing over them, you're costing the city money. Alderman Carroll, is that you up?
Yes, well, and also with this, I think the city engineer mentioned that this grant opens in June of 2021, and I believe they actually make the decisions in October of 2021. These are yearly grants. So I wouldn't be opposed in passing a resolution like this, but I would, I oppose this language that's in it, and I'd actually like to see the grant written and the person that we're gonna actually do it as part of that application process. A resolution or meeting minutes is required showing that the board has approved the city making an application for the grant. And so there's 6 months. To me, this is just like writing a blank check, and whoever, you know, then basically you could decide, you know, whoever you wanted to write the grant and what you wanted to write the grant for. And, you know, there are issues with compliance. When the board has approved something and you have disregarded several things in the past, so I wouldn't feel comfortable passing something like this right now.
Well, future board members are always responsible for what took place in the past once they become board members. So it doesn't excuse them from having to go through with whatever this board has done. And so all you're doing is approving us to proceed. And I think we need to go ahead and do that and stop putting it off based on that kind of language there, because that won't make a difference one way or the other.
Well, no, I think it will make a difference.
We're responsible for what the board did before us.
And we can vote no, we don't want to do that.
You can vote no that you don't want to do it, but what we're trying to do is get a grant. Now you can vote no, and we don't.
And you can go ahead and proceed with that grant and bring it before the board as to who's going to be writing that grant, what project we want to do, and I'd be more than happy to pass a resolution like this. But as I said, there's issues with you not complying with the board's decisions that we've made. We've made decisions to approve a webinar version of these meetings that you're non-compliant with. We have made decisions regarding personnel that you're non-compliant with. So the issue to me really is about your non-compliance with what the majority of the board has decided. Once all of this is in place, that we've got the grant, we've got the project, and I have no problem passing a resolution like that. And we have until June.
You have to pass the resolution first.
That's not true. I've read the application.
Yes, it is.
You have to pass the resolution in order to proceed.
I've read, you can go to the Parks Grant, Municipal Grant webpage, and that has got to be a part of the application process.
Right.
Okay.
So you can keep nitpicking and we keep losing these grants. And I hope the community will know why and what reason, who caused us to lose these grants.
No, I don't think it's nitpicking because you're non-compliant with the decisions of the board. If I felt like I could trust you that, yes, this is what the board's decided, and you would carry out what the board has decided, as Mr. Kelly related in his training, then I wouldn't have a problem passing this resolution. But the issue is, I can't trust that you would carry out the decision of the majority of the board.
Well,
We're gonna vote.
So we can put it to a vote and see, you know, who agrees with me and who agrees with you.
okay. So then we have this resolution before us. Was there a motion to accept it? And if there was, who was it that made the motion?
Alderwoman Dailes made the motion, Alderman Thomas second.
All right, been moved and properly second that we would pass this resolution so that we can proceed with our applications for this grant. All in favor, call the roll, my dear.
Okay, Alderwoman West,
No.
Alderman Carroll,
No.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderman Christian,
No.
Alderwoman Dailes. I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott.
No.
Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 no and 2 yes. Ma'am.
Okay.
Mayor. Mayor,
Yes,
my hand is raised for a motion.
proceed, please.
I move that all park grants go through the Park and Rec Commission for discussion, a plan, and a budget to be presented to the board before approval.
I'm telling you, you're putting the cart before the horse when you ask for monies and everything put together before we can to proceed to apply for a grant. That's just not how it's done. You pass a resolution to give the administrator the permission to proceed for the grant. Once the grant is received, then we will identify a project and present it to the grant board. And so you're going to tie your hands with that motion. So just make sure you understand that.
Carol seconds.
All right. Any further discussion? Then I'll call a roll for the vote.
Okay, Alderwoman Dailes,
No.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott,
Yes.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll.
Yes.
4 yes and 2 no's, Mayor.
Okay. Okay, resolution resolution 2020-09. Alderman Carroll.
I move that the board adopt resolution 2020-09, a resolution of the city of Bellefontaine Neighbors, Missouri, censuring Alderwoman Dailes. Whereas the Board of Aldermen desires to take a public stance and formally express its disdain for Alderwoman Dailes' misconduct, creating a hostile work environment for city employees, harassment of city employees, derogatory statements made toward board members during and outside of meetings, and making racially derogatory comments towards another alderwoman and other peers. Whereas this conduct has caused employees to feel harassed, intimidated, fearful, and threatened, and board members to feel harassed and belittled. Whereas this conduct has been detrimental to the relationships with the community and elected members. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Bellefontaine Neighbors, Missouri as follows. Section 1, the Board of Aldermen assembled in open session and by a vote of the majority of its members have found that Alderwoman Elise Dailes has engaged in the following. A, harassing and creating a hostile work environment for city employees. B, during the closed session of October 1st, 2020 Board of Aldermen meeting, Alderwoman Elise Dailes used a racially derogatory term towards another alderwoman. C, during meetings, after meetings, and via social media platforms, Alderwoman Dailes has made derogatory statements about elected members and city staff on public social media sites. Section 2, Alderwoman Dailes is hereby directed to stop harassing city employees and be mindful of your position as an elected official and act with a decorum when interacting with city employees and fellow elected officials. B, attend mediation sessions conducted by a professional mediator who is not a city employee with the victims of the harassment. C, be mindful that she represents a diverse community and the use of any racially derogatory language will not be tolerated by this Board of Aldermen and the community. And D, reflect on your statements and actions and seek out professional assistance or implicit bias training to help you with internalized racism and biases. Section 3, Alderwoman Elise Dailes will receive upon approval of the majority of the Board of Aldermen articles of impeachment for any violation of this resolution. Section 4, now therefore in consideration of the foregoing recitals, the majority of the public elected members of the board, Bellefontaine Neighbors Board of Aldermen hereby adopt this resolution censoring Alderwoman Elise Dailes for her misconduct, creating a hostile work environment for city employees, harassment of city employees and elected peers, and making racially derogatory comments towards another alderwoman and other peers. This resolution shall become effective immediately upon passage.
Alderman Thomas. You're muted.
I was waiting for the discussion. I
Okay.
just put my hand up earlier.
Is this Alderwoman West?
I second.
Are there any discussion? Alderman Thomas.
Yes, concerning this resolution, Chair, who conducted this investigation, if I could know that? If I could ask my Alderman Carroll.
Alderman Carroll, you're the maker of the resolutions. You may answer that.
The process was that all board members got a letter from the police union regarding Alderwoman Dailes' post on social media. The city attorney conducted an investigation and sent us a copy, all the alderpersons and elected officials. I think the mayor was included on that, a copy of that investigation, along with copies of the postings. We were all present except Alderwoman Tapman in the special meeting when Alderwoman Dailes made her comment. And then there was a meeting of the Ways and Means / Human Resources Committee back in October. I believe it was the last board meeting, right before the last board meeting we had in October, where there was a discussion with those committee members, and it was decided to proceed with the censure.
Okay, in that committee that you're talking about, that Ways and Means and Human Resource Committee, that was founded in that August 12th illegal meeting, correct?
Well, unless a judge has said it's illegal, I don't know how I can sit here and call it illegal. Is that correct? According to the Sunshine Law, if you want to get into that.
Okay.
According
And my
to the
next
Sunshine Law-
question.
Excuse me, hold on. I want to answer your question. You want to ask the question, but then you want to back away. Now,
No, I didn't back away.
Well, yeah, I'm answering the question. That is not an illegal meeting until a judge has stated that. Is that correct? Shall we pull out the Sunshine Law?
No, it is an illegal meeting.
Are you a judge?
My next question
Are you a judge?
to the chair.
Are you a judge?
My next question is,
exactly.
within that resolution, it states majority, but according, I believe, to our ordinance, we have to have a 2/3 majority in order to impeach an alderperson, the mayor, anybody.
That's right.
Okay. So that needs to be corrected within the resolution if you want the resolution to pass.
Alderman Carroll.
There's a difference between an impeachment and a resolution. There's nothing in our ordinance regarding resolutions. So if you can find me that.
Oh, so you want to.
Excuse me, I'm still speaking. If you can find me that statute or that ordinance that says a resolution requires a 2/3 vote, then I'd be more than happy to reconsider.
No, you said I'm speaking on the impeachment, sir.
This is not an impeachment proceeding.
No, but you said a majority of the board. I believe I don't have my printout here with me, but can you read the line from the resolution where it states about the impeachment, sir?
You have it before you. I'm not going to read it.
I don't.
Well, I'm sorry that you don't have your packet, but I'm not going to sit here and take the time to read a resolution that I just went through that you weren't prepared enough.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And
you're welcome.
In a second point of order, if you're going to write a censure on Alderwoman Dailes, then be prepared to write censures on any alderperson that acts in a derogatory way, since that's what you are saying against Alderwoman Dailes. That is all I have to say.
Alderwoman West?
Yes, sir. So, Alderman Thomas, this came about as a direct result of the comments made by Alderwoman Dailes on social media. And the policeman decided that mediation would be acceptable for Alderwoman Dailes. So this is basically where this is coming from, if that helps any. Does that help at all? Alderman Thomas?
No.
It doesn't help you understand what?
No, I understand that, but all he asked for was mediation. He didn't ask for her to be censured.
Okay.
Well, okay, well, I can't answer that, so.
Okay, thanks.
All right, you're welcome.
All right.
Alderwoman Dailes.
I have a response, Mayor, and to the citizens listening, anyone who would like to see what the individual posted and my response, which called no names, and what the union sent, I'll be glad to send it to you. I'll be glad to show it to you. I can't send it to you by email or text, but I will show it to you. And I do have a response to the preparer of this resolution and censorship against me. The members of the board who supported this nonsense, this is my response. Investigate, to carry out a systematic or formal inquiry to discover and examine the facts of the incident. Allegations so as to establish the truth. Who conducted this investigation? What questions were asked? Who did you ask the questions to? Did you interview the alleged victim? Did you ask him what he said? Were there documentations of these interviews? Were the interviews recorded? Everything stated in this resolution is false. Your behavior is full of fraud. The resolution is just a personal vendetta. None of you can censor me, a strong Black African-American woman. I can speak for the great residents of Ward 4 and the great citizens of the city of Bellefontaine neighbors. A censorship on me is a censorship of the proud people and my wonderful neighbors who elected me twice to serve as their elected officials of the city of Bellefontaine neighbors, Ward 4, as their representative. When speaking, I speak what my neighbors have stated to me. As far as hostile work environment for city employees, that too is false accusation. Show me written documents. I do not work for the city of Bellefontaine neighbors, nor am I department head, supervisor, or manager, nor do I spend any hours or time at any facility overseeing anyone. I will direct and ask questions the city clerk activities related to her duties and verified by ordinance. If she is stressed in any way, perhaps we could offer her training, because this is an indication she may not be able to meet responsibilities of her job. I do not make any derogatory statements. I speak the truth. Some people do not like to hear the truth. I speak as directed by my constituents' neighbors. I will always say what they say. However, and most times it is watered down and much milder from their actual words. My neighbors and constituents watch you on the BOA meetings and have interacted with many of you, and they are very verbal about what they see and hear. I have not, nor will I cause any employee to feel harassed, intimidated, or feared. As an elected official, I do not hire anyone or fire anyone. Please bring forth your document from any employee stating these false statements. I have a right to confront his or her false witness against me. Detrimental to the relationship of the community and elected members means what? You only wish that were true because you don't know your neighbors and your constituents. This is your opinion because you are envious of my relationships with my constituents. Those of you who have come together as a clique only hope this is true, but it is not. Shame on you. Again, I will state this is a personal vendetta where each of you have used the seat in which you were elected for attention, overstepping your authority, power hungry, and the myth that you could destroy my character. You have no power over me to do that, but this attempt smear will forever stain your characters. Citizens, this is a personal vendetta against me led by Alderman James Curl, who has only been on the elected all of 5 months, but behaves as if he's the hope of the city, and Alderwoman Avant-Elliott, Ward 4, who continuously demonstrate she thinks she is running everything in the city. They are a ring of leaders, and the others are followers who they harass and publicly laugh at if they don't vote the same way. This has been publicly observed, noted, discussed within my ward and others who attend the meeting. I work for the people of Ward 4 and have a daily conversation with many of them, including citizens in other wards. They see and hear the chaotic, divisiveness injected into our meetings, mainly by these two. The so-called resolution is a prime example. Not only is it unprofessional, messy, it is disrespectful to our citizens' time. How does any of
I would like
this
to
benefit
call
the
this.
citizens?
I would like to.
Sorry.
I am not
Sorry,
finished. I am
Alderwoman
not
Elliott.
finished. I am doing my
I'm sorry,
I'm
response.
but you
doing a point
cannot,
of order for a reason.
Point of
do
order.
not,
Order.
you cannot interrupt her when
I
she's
did
speaking.
do a point of
I have
order.
not interrupted any of y'all while you were speaking.
I am doing a
Now,
point
why
of
can't
order.
I
she?
am doing my
I'm doing a point of
response.
order. Just recognize it, and then you'll hear what
Point
I'm
of order. I want to continue my
Okay.
response.
I understand that.
Hold on a minute, Alderwoman Dailes.
Okay.
Point of
All
order.
right, proceed.
Point of order. Okay. First of all, this meeting ends in an hour. And in addition to that, the non-decorous behavior that has been noted in the censure is taking place without you directing. She should not be calling anybody name, directing any statements towards anyone without someone interjecting and asking her not to do that. So that is offensive for her to make comments.
You're not.
You should be only answering to her censure.
What you're saying now, I'm sorry, but what you're doing now is responding to her. That is not a point of order.
I'm not responding to her. I'm talking to you as a chair.
Would you allow her to finish?
How many more minutes does she have? We have an hour meeting, and it was not stated that a report was going to be given. We can all debate against the motion, and it should just be a debate that dispels.
I'm sorry, but she has a right to respond to a charge that was leveled against her.
That.
She has a right to do it.
Going on.
You're out of order, my dear. You're out of order.
Non-decorous in her comments, and that's not acceptable.
Alderwoman-Elliott, you're out of order.
But I made a point of order, and or you acknowledging or not?
I did, and now you're just talking. So
no, I didn't hear you acknowledge it.
You made your point, and your point is not well taken. Proceed, Alderwoman Dailes.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. And citizens, they can put a censure on me. Therefore, I have to respond and defend myself. Where was I? Okay. These people have appointed themselves. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Before I go there, this so-called resolution is a prime example. Not only is it unprofessional and messy, it is disrespectful to our citizens' time. How does it benefit the citizens? It doesn't. It should be a shame. You all should be ashamed of yourself and owe the citizens an apology. These people have appointed themselves as prosecutor, judge, jury, and hoping to be executioner with no documentation. Alderman Carroll is apparently operating in time warp. His behavior indicates that he thinks he will be successful in my character assassination, maybe 50 years ago. But this day, he deliberately posted personal communication addressed to the mayor and the board on a public social media. What did he think that would happen? A public lynching of my character? All because I refused to support him as mayor, and I told him I would not, clearly a year before the election. He has no privilege over this community, despite his plantation-based psychological analysis of the citizens who live here, as his next door post indicate. The board should not have even attempted an investigation on me. None of them are qualified to do so, and some are guilty of the same charges they accused me of. There are too many public displays of biases. Proof of biases. Alderwoman Avant-Elliott, I do not have written documentation of this, and I will not ask an employee to be involved in my matters because I fight for myself and for the citizens. Employees have stated, Alderwoman Miranda Avant, this is hearsay by employees. Continually sending emails, has asked me to lie against the mayor.
To respond.
She's not responding to her own allegations. She's trying
comes into the office as if she is mayor, creating a hostile work environment. Sends email without other elected officials acknowledging requests.
Are you gonna respect the chair?
I'm trying to get the chair to respect everybody that's on this board.
I respect everybody. Everybody.
No,
proceed, Alderwoman Dailes.
Thank you, Mayor. I can respond. Okay.
And I'm going to call for a point of order as well. This has gone on long enough.
I have a right to respond.
She has been redundant. She has been redundant.
I have a right to respond.
Shut up.
Please. You shut up. I have a right to respond.
Now,
Alderwoman West.
She has gone on long enough. Yes. She has been redundant. You are wrong.
I'm almost finished. I gotta get to you.
All y'all need to be censored.
Girl, I know what I do, and I will own up to it. You need to own up to your lies, your stealing.
Can I respond, Mayor?
Now go on and finish and justify stealing from the city. Do that one.
Mayor.
Yes.
If you want us to have a productive meeting, you have to interject.
No, he doesn't.
Non-decorous behavior. There
I
is,
have a right to respond.
And you have responded.
you
No, I have a
responded.
right to read my
Y'all on
response.
the length of
Let,
time. We are
let
not
her,
even on
let
track
her
right now.
respond.
You can barely read.
Let her respond.
Whatever. Okay. Continue. Okay. Again, continually send threatening emails, has asked me to lie against the mayor, continue to it comes into the office as though she is the mayor, creating a hostile work environment, sends emails with other elected officials without other elected officials' knowledge of her request. I have the emails. Continually asks me to do things related to my job, has negative comments about employees using their name on social media. I have the emails. Personnel matters must be discussed in closed session unless the BOA votes to discuss that. Listens to other elected officials curse, holler, and threaten citizens, but she will not speak against those elected officials because she needs their supporting votes. Continually violates the ordinance of the president of the board, continues to overstep her authority, has spoken negatively against elected officials on social medias. Next door, I have the post. James Curl has cursed at elected officials during open meetings, has shared comments about employees using their name on social media. I have the comments. Alderwoman Barbara West has cursed their citizens during an open meeting, threatened citizens during an open meeting, has disrespectful sounds as citizens are speaking. Alderwoman Teresa Reed commented in an open meeting, will the people, African-American healthcare workers taking the COVID test, use our restrooms in Bellefontaine Neighbors Recreational Center? This is a policy used against Black people when we were not considered human and lived separate from white people. Unbelievable. Alderman James Curl, he's just a vote.
Mayor.
The elected officials have personal vendetta against me and will not examine themselves. They're unprofessional, biased, prejudiced, envious, jealous. They are guilty of everything they accuse me of with no facts and won't hold each other accountable for their actions. They use their seats, which belong to the people, for personal agenda, vengeance, and financial gain. That's Alderwoman Avant-Elliott for their lifestyle. Citizens, I have always respect you with my very best. You deserve the best with the focus and priority of making our city its best for you. Your safety, your needs, your lifestyle, and properties are my focus and priority. This proposed resolution is a waste of citizens' time, cannot be enforced, a personal agenda against me, and full of false accusations. And for the city clerk, I would like this posted in the meetings. Thank you.
I think that it was just proved why the censure was being made. Thank you.
Was that your statement, your hand? Was that your statement response?
Yes, because Mayor, at the point that she started calling names and making non-decorous comments, that's where, as a chair, you would interject. But because you failed to do so, then that is okay. We can address from there. But that was very unprofessional what just took place. If she wanted to speak for her specific allegations, say that I didn't do it. Say that there's no proof of it. But to bring other people in and make false statements for them, that is unprofessional. And only the chair can redirect behavior like that. So, but you can't direct what you don't do either. So that becomes the problem. If you are non-decorous, you're gonna accept and not navigate against non-decorous behavior. And we have to improve at some point in order for us to be better for the citizens. So if you do something wrong, own up to it and then just do better. That's all that's being asked when you get censured. Do better than what you did. In the statements that were just made, it was racial comments made, it was non-decorous behavior stated, it was insults made. It's the same thing that's in the censure. So I appreciate the comments because she just proved the same things that was indicated in the censure without a single artifact except for herself. So if we can move on, I appreciate it. We're at the vote.
I see no further hands up, so we will, we'll proceed. Was there, I know there was a motion. Was there a second, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Alderwoman West,
Yes,
second.
All
Huh?
right, roll call vote.
Okay. Alderman Carroll, Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
No.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderwoman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott.
Yes.
Do I call Alderwoman Dailes? Do I call her? I don't know.
Absolutely no.
Okay. Okay, Mayor, you have 4 yes and 2 no's.
What about Chapman? He must not have made the meeting.
Okay, 4 yes and 2 no's.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Motion carries that.
You want to
we have
make your
it.
statement?
Yeah, who want to make a statement?
You didn't decide on the motion.
To table it or something.
Was that motion, Attorney Coleman, was that motion to be passed by a simple majority?
That is correct, Mayor.
All right,
It's a motion to censure.
right, the motion passes, and if it's a simple majority.
Okay.
Did I get done to her?
Big pardon? Did someone say something?
No, that was a citizen.
Oh.
We're on number 8, Mayor, bill number 2599.
2599.
It was at 4-3. I guess she didn't attend the meeting. She should have attended the meeting now. Let's make it a-
There's a citizen that's speaking to Alderwoman Tapman not attending the meeting. Can someone please mute her?
Alderwoman Elliott, proceed.
I move for the first reading of bill number 2599 and ordinance authorizing an agreement with Curtis, Hines, Garrett, and O'Keefe to retain the services of the law firm and Hellman Starr to act as special legal counsel to the city regarding various city legal issues.
Alderman Carroll.
Are you going to do the first and second reading tonight?
No, just the first.
Okay.
Are you seconding that, Carol?
Yes, I second.
Okay. Are there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
I have a
Alderwoman
question,
Dailes.
Mayor. I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Our ordinance states that only the mayor can appoint an attorney. And I would like to relate to,
Reference the attorney, the ordinance number, please. The ordinance.
I would like to ask the attorney to state that. And no, I'm not putting the ordinance number in. It's under the mayor's duty. Alderwoman, I'm sorry, Attorney White Coleman, could you address that? That the mayor is the only person that can appoint an attorney?
He was gonna try something like
Your ordinances states that the mayor appoints the city attorney and the board votes on that appointment.
Okay, and we're making a motion for a special,
Thank you.
special attorney. And so unless you're asking about a special counsel, that ordinance is not relevant to this motion. So is the question whether or not.
I am Alderwoman Avant-Elliott, any attorney that the city.
That's not correct. That's why she didn't answer that. So you asked her specifically that.
That's all right. I'll handle that. Alderwoman does someone have their hand up? Alderman Thomas.
Yes, Chair, who wrote this ordinance? I was just curious. Because I know our attorney usually writes the ordinances.
I guess, Alderwoman Elliott, can you answer that question as it relates to who wrote it?
To be very clear, as legislators of this board, we have the authority to write our own ordinances and resolutions without any assistance from the attorney to do so. But we often charge the city, and we often have an expense of using the attorney to write ordinances. So I have written all my ordinances that I presented without assistance from our attorney because it's not required and it saves the city money. I
Okay.
desire.
I thank you for your answer.
Just so you know that you can write an ordinance.
I know I can write an ordinance. I just asked a question and you answered it.
Well,
Thank you. Thank you.
I see no other hands up. Madam Clerk, roll call vote.
Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
Nope.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dailes,
No.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott.
yes.
4 yes and 2 no, Mayor.
All right. So let's move on. There's no second read tonight, as I understand.
So the statement is,
So the statement is what? The first read? The first read has a simple majority, yes. So what other statement you looking for?
what she would normally put in the minutes, that the motion what?
The motion was 4-2. The motion passed with a 4-2 vote.
The chair did not indicate that. That's why I was asking. I've asked that twice because he has not concluded the process by making a statement towards the conclusion of the motion. That's why.
What I said was the motion passes with the first read.
You saying it now? Thank you.
I think I said it prior to that too.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on. Discussion of establishing the Bissell Hill Shopping Center as a community improvement zone. Alderman Carroll.
Mayor, I move to table the discussion of the Bissell Hill Shopping Center as a community improvement district to the 11/19/2020 BOA meeting. Basically, I'm waiting on the city attorney to provide figures of the sales of the businesses in the shopping center to even determine if this would be feasible or not.
I second.
And then for the discussion, all in favor, say aye.
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 Ayes have it. So your motion has been approved at table.
Thank you.
Discussion to approve Mr. Kelly.
I'm typing it in right now, Mayor.
Okay.
I move to approve Mr. Kelly to attend the December 10th special BOA meeting to present train meeting amongst elected officials of the city.
Alderman Thomas, your hand is up.
Yes,
No, I need to take it down.
Okay. Is there a second to the motion?
Second,
Any further discussion?
yes, Mayor, I would like to,
You need to vote.
this
So, yeah.
will be by Zoom, correct? This will be by Zoom? Will be via Zoom?
Alderman Carroll,
I could request that of him.
you did
I
what
don't
now?
know. I'm sorry.
I didn't understand your statement.
I said I could request that of Mr. Kelly.
To have a
Yeah.
Zoom meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I was gonna make a motion to add it, but you know, as long as it's by Zoom, because it's gonna be our regular meeting that we normally have by Zoom, but I didn't want to assume that that was the platform that was being suggested. Okay.
So that's going to take the place of our regular board meeting?
That's the
Well,
special.
I mean, this is up to Mr. Kelly if he can attend. I sent him an email and I've CC'd everyone. He said, you know, if he's available, he's more than willing to come back. So I sent him an email, I believe it was at the beginning of the week, saying that we were going to be voting on it, and it would be December 10th, and I haven't heard a response back from him.
Okay. Now, December 10th is this type meeting that we're having tonight. It's not a regular board meeting.
Yes. So there won't be a special, I don't know what you want to call it. I'm not going to get into the semantics of it or anything like that. I mean, we can let him figure it out.
Okay. And you'll, well, let's go ahead and vote and then you can inform us.
Yeah, I'll if it passes, I'll contact Mr. Kelly and make the arrangements, and then I'll CC everybody in the whole process anyway. So.
Okay. I'm sorry, I've lost myself, Madam Clerk. We're
voting, Mayor.
Huh?
We're gonna vote. We're taking a vote, Mayor.
Okay. All right. No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposers? No opposers? All right, motion passes. You'll get back with us with the particulars.
Yeah, I'll include everybody in the emails. So.
All right, thank you. Mr. Williams, Sherwood Hills subdivision.
William Simmons.
Thought it was.
Yeah, Mr. Simmons, are you on?
I don't think he's on, Mayor.
Okay.
But Alderman Carroll has his hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead on, Carol.
I'm gonna make a motion to table this because I believe this was Alderwoman Reed's request.
Okay. All righty, then we'll move on. That's been tabled.
Hold on, well, we gotta vote on it. We gotta vote on it, Mayor.
Mayor. Yeah.
Can I say something, please?
What's that?
My name is Pamela Perryman, and
No,
I'm at 1431 Haviland Drive,
it's not time for public comments.
and I live in, okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I was
get you-
asking,
We'll get to you in a few minutes. Just
thank
a
you.
second.
Mayor.
Yes.
I move to table the discussion of the Sherwood Hills subdivision to the November 19th, 2020 BOA meeting.
Is that a second?
Alderwoman West, I second.
Any further discussion?
Oh, what I was just gonna ask, because she indicated that she or Alderman Christian was going to present on it, and I didn't know if he was prepared to do that before we had closed it out. That's all.
No, I cannot because I start work. I don't have anything available to me.
Okay. Then all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. All right. All right, approval of the consultant attorney.
That's mine.
That's, who is that?
It's me again, Mayor. I'm typing it in.
Okay.
I'm like so ready for this to be over.
I'm sorry. I move that the BOA approve a consulting attorney to provide the city's response to the sunshine complaints concerning the August 6th and August 12th, 2020 BOA meetings, and for Alderwoman Avant-Elliott to obtain these services.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Now,
Well,
this is the,
I have a question.
wait just a second. Is this, is this the resolution to reply to the Attorney General's?
Yes, yes. They're Alderwoman Reed, Alderwoman Avant-Elliott, Miss Wanda Lane, and Alderwoman Dailes. Those sunshine complaints that were filed with the Attorney General, to get a consulting attorney to provide the city's response to those complaints.
Okay, well, I've asked our city attorney, Attorney Coleman, to respond to that.
Oh, I think there's a conflict of interest with the city attorney providing the response, because it was at the, well, I'm still speaking, Mayor, at the August 12th meeting, that's where we voted to terminate her contract. So there's a conflicting motives for her to provide the city's response and to those sunshine complaints.
Well, I disagree with you on that. And also, let me remind you that when I'm speaking, don't walk on me when I'm speaking.
Well, I have the floor right now, and you've never called the point of order or called me out of order. Well, you never called me out of order, and I have the floor. So when I have the floor, you do not get to take over the floor until I'm out of order, and you have not called me out of order.
Well, you out of order.
Well, I'd like to make a motion to appeal the chair's decision that I'm out of order.
You out of order.
I'd like to make a motion to appeal that decision so I can continue.
You can't appeal it.
Yes, I can.
You're out of order.
City attorney, is there, can the members
You're
of the board,
excuse me,
I'm talking, no, excuse me, I'm talking to the city attorney. I'm talking to the city attorney. I have made a motion to appeal your decision, and I'm asking the city attorney for her advice if that's correct procedures according to Robert's rules. That's what I mentioned previously about the resolution. You have a hard time following the rules, and that's exactly why I did not approve that resolution, because there's issues with compliance with Robert's rules.
Point of order.
So I'm waiting the city
Point
attorney.
of order.
I'm waiting. You can't appeal.
Point of order.
You can't debate a point of order.
Point of order.
Point of order.
To the Robert's rules.
I recognize your point of order.
Right.
What's your point of order, Alderman Dailes?
He wants our city attorney's opinion that he said that they fired, that they can't fire because we have a contract with. And I just want to state for the citizens that are on this, that's listening.
Did you recognize the point of order?
Listen, I'm speaking to the citizens.
I know, but a point of order is not a discussion. with the citizens.
I'm talking about what was stated.
Okay,
Listen
just a
to
minute.
the tone
Yeah, wait
of the
just a minute, please.
so-called wannabe privilege over the chair.
Yeah, excuse me.
Ridiculous.
But your points are well taken, but let me just share.
Mayor, can
Because-
I ask the question real fast?
Alderman Carroll thinks he can take over this meeting whenever he wants, he and Dr. Elliott, and that is not the case. And you need to understand that.
No, you need to understand Robert's Rules
I
of
give
Order
you-
is what you need to
I
understand.
give you.
And adhere to our Robert's Rules of Order.
Mayor,
That's
would
the
you like-
problem.
Anybody
Would you
can,
like to- would
no
you
one
like
can
to
speak but
enter-
you.
Would you like to enter into debate for me to take the chair?
I don't want you to do nothing but just be silent.
I'm waiting for the city attorney's response because I've made a motion to
And
appeal the decision of the chair. Is that proper procedures according to Robert's Rules of Order, Attorney White Coleman?
Pursuant to Robert's Rules of Order, there can be an appeal of the decision of the chair. It requires a majority vote.
Thank you.
I
So
have
I've
it.
made that appeal. Is anybody gonna second it?
I seconded already.
Go ahead, call the roll, my dear.
Alderwoman West. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Alderman Carroll.
Yes.
Alderman Thomas.
No.
Alderman Christian.
Yes.
Alderwoman Dailes.
No.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott.
Yes.
4 yes and 2 no, Mayor.
All right, so you've overruled my objection to you. So now what you want to say now?
I'm done. Thank you.
Okay then. All
I
in
guess I
favor
would
of
say,
this,
I'm sorry, Mayor.
Motion
Can
to,
Mayor, can
Yeah.
I ask Alderman Carroll, did you put that in the chat so I can properly put it in the minutes? Your appeal. Thank you. Okay. It's done, Mayor.
okay,
Understand.
okay. So proceed. What is the,
I'm done with my discussion. So we're on the vote.
all right, what are we voting on, Madam Clerk?
We're voting on approval of a consulting attorney to provide the city's response to the sunshine complaints.
All right, call the roll.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott.
Yes.
Alderman Christian.
Yes.
Alderwoman West.
Yes.
Alderwoman Dailes.
No.
Alderman Thomas.
No.
Alderman Carroll.
Yes.
4 yes and 2 no, Mayor.
Okay.
Okay, what?
The motion passes. What else you need?
We just need that for the minutes.
The motion passes, but that's one I'll veto. Put that in the minutes. All right.
Mayor, may I just interject here? I just want to remind the board that that response is due on the 20th of November. That's my statement for the record.
That's next week.
I didn't hear you, Attorney Dorothy White. Would you repeat that?
The response to the Attorney General's office is due on November 20th.
Okay. Meeting's open to the public. 3 minutes each, please.
Excuse me, what agenda are you referring to?
What agenda? The agenda that I got here. The consultant attorney, you guys just voted on that. Number 13 is open to the public. You don't have that?
Oh, okay. No, we normally have one. I didn't see that it was an additional one on there.
Meeting is open to the public. 3 minutes, please. I think there was a young lady who wanted to speak earlier.
Yeah, I believe that was Miss Perry. Yeah.
Please go right ahead, Miss
Okay, I'm Miss Perryman. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to know what Mr. Simmons wanted to do with the Sherwood Hills, or what was the meeting for, that's all. What he was gonna say.
But I don't know. I don't know what he was gonna say.
Okay, well, I was just wondering because I'm part of Sherwood Hills.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, we'll be in touch.
And number, I was just noticing this meeting, it is horrible.
Yes,
You have the same people that's voting. It's not in the interest of Bellefontaine neighbors. This is horrible. You have the same people. I notice, but I'm not gonna call any names. But I'm sure everybody that's in this meeting have noticed what's going on here. And it's just not right. I'm through.
Thank you. And thank you for your statement. Anyone else?
Yes, sir. A couple of comments. Number one, I echo my neighbor. We all know that. Regarding this being a special meeting, I have never, I'm looking again back on the strategic planning agenda. There's never been a vote on passing the over 500, nothing financial, except for the meeting they had about the budget. But there's never been any kind of, there's never been any kind of approval of any financial data, information on any of these special strategic meetings, which is now a special meeting, which is really a regular board meeting. And at regular board meetings, you do allow the citizens to speak twice, which is what we're doing. But regarding the attorney, I hope that there's several items that you're going to veto, Mayor. And that item number 10 is useless because I've received communication from the Attorney General's office that states very clearly, following our review, our office will decide how we will resolve this matter. So whatever consultant person that those 4 people want to hire, it doesn't matter because the Attorney General's office is already reviewing the case. So what the consultant thinks means zero. And I don't know if we have any more money in the budget for another attorney. I hope that you veto that as well. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Are we at public comments now?
Yes.
Okay, can I have my 3 minutes?
Yes, you can.
Give me one. Okay. I just want to say what I watched right now is a commandeering. I don't understand why we already have a city attorney. Just because you don't like the answers that the city attorney may give to the state attorney about the sunshine complaint laws does not give you a right to commandeer this process, group up together, click, and then vote to hire and use city money to answer the question. Look, we are not here to opinion shop for what the response we want. And I think it's very indecorous of anybody to collaborate together. If you have a conflict of interest concern, why are we using the city attorney to opine on anything parliamentary or anything as far as ordinance and city laws? If she cannot be trusted because her judgment as a lawyer is not reliable because she's under conflict of interest with the mayor, why is she even on the board to begin with? What y'all just did tonight, I don't want to ever be in the same room right now. The level of maturity, the lack of maturity, forget everything else. The lack of maturity, the lack of mutual respect, the lack of camaraderie is so apparent and disgusting. Other mayors have come and told you about this. Other legal officials have come, elected officials have come to tell you about this, retired and otherwise. I've seen everybody toss the tresses of their hair. dismiss other people, say things that have been indecorous. So I don't really understand how Elise has been the only one. Because if everybody's gonna sling mud, I think everybody, almost everybody on that board should be censored and have said some very unsavory comments, unprofessional comments. If the record is really released, all those comments have been said, necks have been rolled, eyes have been rolled, hair has been tossed, comments have been made, you know, all that has been done. We've seen it. Other people have seen it. It's on YouTube. I'm just disgusted about what I've seen. How many more seconds do I have, please?
You got another minute.
Okay, thank you. So what I've seen is this cliquish thing going on. Well, I don't know if it's the truth. I feel like, and excuse the name, I feel like Wes, Avant, and Carol have pretty much become this triumvirate, working together, you know, we're brotherhood, sisterhood, working together against the board. I don't feel collaboration. I don't feel cooperation. I feel there's a lot of tension and animosity and deep-seated just tension and animosity and just, I don't want to say hatred, but it's just resentment, bitterness. It's everybody who's watching this, whether it's on television or whatever, can see it. The enemy, as we know it, is loose in here. I see pride issues. I see arrogance issues. I see jealousy issues. I see a lot of stuff going on. And if anybody's going to censor, remember that finger that you point, there's three going back at you. No one here's Kool-Aid is clean. If the record is reprinted, everybody has stuff they did that was unprofessional and undecorous. The record is already clear. And this hiring of a consulting attorney or a special attorney, I'm very upset about because I see what's going on here. Either you trust the city attorney or you don't. Can't have it both ways. And the whole, you're using city money to hire a special person we already have one, unacceptable. I'm done. Please, I'm done.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Mayor, with all due respect, I have a comment. I resided in this, if it's okay for me to speak, I resided in this community for 20 years. I'm very silent. I don't say much. I keep to myself. I'm appalled at individuals that we have elected to run our city with the level of disrespect that is presented toward your chair. It is disgusting. And I'm not sure at this point if I'm really wanting to continue to stay in the city of Bellefontaine Neighbors. I've tried, I've listened to some of the meetings that you all have attended. This is appalling. This is appalling, the level of disrespect. My neighbor said it best. I mean, we have to come together. We want to move this city forward. There's other things that we could be doing, putting in place to bring our city back to the level that it used to be. And we're spending hours debating over things that we should not even be discussing, and some of which should not be discussed in a forum such as this. It's very unprofessional, it's unsettling, and I am disappointed with the individuals that we have elected to be over the wards in the community in which I've lived in for 20 years. For 20 years, and I'm at the point now to where I'm looking to leave the community. My only ask is that we get it together so we can become the great city that I know that we can be, the great city that we were, and that we provide a decent level of respect to the chair and not try to overrule, overtalk, and overpower everything that comes out of the chair's mouth. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else from the public? All right, then, thank all of you.
Mayor, may I say one thing? Just one more thing. We're not, our citizens' comments are no longer, citizens' comments are no longer a part of our minutes as they have been for a very long time. And I don't know the gentleman's name who just spoke, but I would like to just give my email address, wjlane413@yahoo.com, because I think enough of us are at the point where we know that the citizens have to take back control over the people who we elected to represent us.
Miss
So,
Lane has
thank you,
already spoken,
thank you,
and now
Mr. Thank
she's
you,
up
Mayor.
again.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah,
Thank
crazy
you, Mayor.
That's
lady.
the problem right there. Anything you all don't want to hear, you just talk over people, and that is absolutely wrong.
Well, you know what? You
Thank
said
you, Mayor.
absolutely
That's one of
nothing
our
to
residents, and I
the
respect all
person
of us
that
as
was
I
being
respect you the
censured
same.
when she talked over everybody. And that's what you do.
No,
You pick and
no,
choose. And for those people who are not aware of Robert's rules, they say stuff like disrespecting the chair. And what they don't understand is the chair is supposed to control the meeting.
well, then
She
I
is
would,
not
then
supposed
I
to be
mute you if I
allowed
was
to say
controlling.
some of
So
the
there you
things
go
that
again.
she said. And had you all attended
There
the
you go.
training, you would know. So
Yep, there
people,
they
you
go.
need to educate yourself. Stop listening to Judge Wanda Lane because she's going to get you in trouble.
Yes, steer you in the wrong direction. Yes.
That's right. She does it all the time.
All right. Is there, the gentleman that
this
spoke
is being
earlier, would you
recorded.
send the city clerk your name and number so we could discuss your issue further? I'll just call City Hall and give it to the clerk. At this point, we will, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Mayor,
Yes.
I had a motion. Unless I'm out of order,
You gotta go ahead.
I make a motion to include the citizens' comments back into the minutes.
Is there a second?
I second
Christian will
that.
second.
Okay. It's been moved and properly second that we'll add the citizen comments back into the minutes.
Mayor, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Yeah, for the discussion.
Yeah. Are there any discussion?
The reason why they were removed is because during our training, we were told that the clerk is not a court reporter to write everything verbatim that any of us say, whether it's our comments or the public comment, for us then to try to vote on that verbatim statement that's always wrong. So it was voted on to only include those things that were a part of Robert's Rule of Order. So then we would not be voting on what someone said when the city clerk that we have and the previous ones have often misrecorded, and we focus more on trying to correct what people said than for the votes that we took place. So I'm just making a point to why we actually voted to remove that in the first place. In other organizations, they have public comment posted on the website with a list of public comments, but it's not something that we're voting on in our minutes. So I think that would be idea if we wanted to provide a list of public comments after people type them, and then it's verbatim of what the person said. So I just want to explain that to the citizens.
I got it.
I think it's perfectly understandable not to write everything down verbatim, but you can write down what the topic was, whether it was about crime, whether it was about speeding, whatever it was about. That can be written down as a public comment that one of our citizens made a comment about
Public safety.
whatever. Yeah, it doesn't have to be verbatim. So, all right, it's been moved and properly second and discussed.
I have a question. I would like to make a comment, please.
Alderwoman West got her hand up.
I got my hand up too.
Mayor,
Go ahead,
it's Alderman Carroll. At the last board meeting, this motion isn't even on the agenda, so I don't know why we're adding a motion like this to the agenda. As you stated at the last meeting, when we were making the discussion about the agenda, you stated that you don't allow things to be added to the agenda, but you'll allow things to be taken away. Well, here's another example of certain other persons are allowed to manipulate the rules, and you allow it. been placed on the agenda, and we should not even be voting on this tonight. If we want to do it at the next meeting, that's fine, but we shouldn't be voting on it. Because it's not on the agenda.
May I have a comment? May I make a comment, sir?
Yes, you may.
The motion was for the citizens. This meeting is for the citizens. The seats that we sit in are for the citizens. We work for the citizens. And when a citizen make a comment, when other citizens read it, it may be the answer to what they wanted to know. If we can't allow a citizen to comment, post their comments, then we're not really serving them correctly. These meetings belong to the people. Everything we do belong to the people, not our personal agendas. The Roberts rules, these are individual people that we serve. They're not governed by rules and this. They need us to be working for them. Whoever is making that comment, can you please mute them, Madam Clerk?
So you gonna be rude to a citizen? You be rude to a citizen?
So I'm still talking, Alderwoman. Every comment, where she's the records keeper, every comment that the alder people, the elected officials, the citizens make should be in the minutes. These meetings belong to the people. The taxpayer dollars is what pay us. And Mr. Bruce Green, if you don't mind, can you please look up Alderwoman Elise Dailes in Ward 4 and give me a call? I apologize for what you're seeing. Mayor, and that's just basically what I wanted to say. Make a motion. Okay, it's not according to Robert's rule. These aren't robots. These are people that we serve. It's for them. At some point, some of us should understand we work for the people.
No, we don't.
Okay.
Mayor.
All right, been moved and proper second that we will add the public, add the public comment to the meeting, to the minutes.
Mayor.
All in favor, say aye.
Or you're not acknowledging the conversation?
I
have my
proposals. Ayes have it, so added back. Is there a motion?
No. That was not a vote.
That was not a vote.
I'll call for a roll call vote.
No.
Call for a roll call.
Well, it shouldn't be on there. Last meeting, he said that when you know what? You just create so many problems sitting in that chair.
Mayor, my hand is raised. I was trying to be acknowledged.
All right, you
It
acknowledge.
caused too many problems. It's just crazy.
Mayor, I just want you to listen. Last board meeting, you were very good at pushing back and asking Alderwoman Reed and Alderwoman West to put their agenda item on the next item when they tried to interject for a motion to do something that was not on the agenda. You stated from your training that under new business, you can make a motion to put an item on the next agenda item. Now you are allowing something that violates that process. That's all that's being stated. And so if someone wants to make a motion to put it on the next agenda, we first need to make a correction to our agenda because it did not include the title heading of new business for our item. So if I could make a correction at this time to our
Point of order.
Point of order. Can be correct.
What's your point of order?
The point of order is adding stuff to the agenda. We are talking about serving. This is for the people. We're adding what the people say.
Mayor,
the ones that are taxpayers.
Mayor, I just want to be clear that I speak to several citizens that appreciate when there is structure and order in place, and they expect. Yes, if we are to monitor and address violations of ordinances.
That individual.
Why you want to mute a citizen
now? Not you, Miranda.
So
let her finish, please.
Okay, thank you. So my several citizens have stated that they appreciate when we, the legislators, abide by processes, when we expect the citizens to do the same. We issue fines and other type of correspondence when they violate policies and procedures, but we're not being an example when we undermine our own ordinances and not follow Robert's order. We have in our books that that's what we should abide by. We received the training, and the frustration that some individuals are seeing tonight is because this is a regular issue that we are experiencing because individuals did not either go to training or they still have not gotten training. And we continue to have meetings like this because the order starts with the head. And as I stated before, if you don't direct, then it won't be directed effectively. So that will be what will stop the behavior. And so it will be appropriate if I can make a motion to put a proper title on our records, which is new business, then it's not on there. Then we would have to move to adjourn based on our based on the agenda that we approved earlier. That's all I'm saying.
Have my hand up.
All right.
I would like to make a motion to amend the
Alderman
agenda.
Thomas got his hand up, my dear.
Can I make my motion to correct the agenda?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Alderman Thomas.
Yes, I'll amend my motion to place the citizens' comments on the next regular board meeting. Under new business, I'm sorry.
Okay. Alderman, let's see here. Carol.
I second.
He said he seconded, I believe.
I didn't hear him. What?
I second, Mayor.
Oh, okay. It's been moved and properly second that we will add the public comment for a vote in the new business section at the next board meeting. Call the roll. Alderman.
Okay. Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderman Christian,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant-Elliott,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dailes,
Yes.
Alderwoman West.
No.
All yes and one no, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Thank all of you.
We
Yes.
still need to adjourn.
Alderman Carroll.
I move to, I'm sorry.
I was trying to make a motion to correct the minutes. We do not have either old business or new business as the heading to for our business. I was just trying to correct that.
We can do that at the next, it'll be on the next board meeting.
That at the next meeting, this is the meeting that we're in. So we approve the agenda for this one. We'll be approving minutes the next time.
I think we can put it on the next board meeting. I think it's just fine. Alderman Carroll,
I move to adjourn the meeting.
is there a quick second?
Second.
Christian, second.
Thomas, second.
Are there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposers, nay. All right, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night, all.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, bro, no manners, no nothing.